your job. Put the gun down before you kill someone.
Teenage Girl's Diary.
Hello, and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I'm your host, Laura.
I'm Joe.
And we're the Newly Deads.
We are.
And if this is your first time tuning in, thank you for joining us. If this is your millionth time, I don't know how many episodes we've got, lots of them.
78?
78 episodes. So if you've joined us for all of them, welcome back. We appreciate you joining us today. This is a half-hour chat show where we discuss a movie that we've watched and we have thoughts on. Many thoughts. This is also a podcast, so if you are listening to us, hi. You can find us also on lots of different places, but the easiest place to find us is at thenewlydeads.com for all of your Newly Deads needs. There you can find information about where we are airing on different channels, our YouTube channel, where we do lots of different kinds of content. So not just movie reviews, we do different things such as we have a blog that we do. We have our YouTube channel where we talk about different snack things. Joel does unboxing videos. Follow us around. Yeah. We do coffee reviews, all sorts of fun things. Yeah, and again, if you're listening to us, we record this out of our house, and so we have pets. Right now, my dog just jumped on my lap, so I'm sorry about that. If there was any,
the cool guy, high five.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're listening to us, you can find that on Spotify. I'm just all over the place today. But today we watched.
We did listen to it.
We watched a movie called Salvage. One last thing about our website. We also do events. So one of the events that is going to be coming up very, very shortly is the Witches Market. That is going to be on October 5th from 12 until 9 p.m. There's 150 vendors. I've been saying over and over again 175, but that is inaccurate. So it's 150 vendors plus probably maybe or minus a couple. And that is at the Boone County Fairgrounds in Belvidere, Illinois. So if you are in the Midwest, please travel, come see us. We will be selling our art. We've got a lot of new fun things that we're going to be working on and different projects that we're going to be featuring this year. One of them is Joel's work in progress that is now actually called The Montage of Monsters. So he'll be selling that print that he's been working on for over a year, where it's got a lot of different kinds of monsters, or not over, but 100 different characters that he drew. And that print will be available at this event. So please come and hang out with us and say hello.
What's the criteria?
Yes. So now that I've got that business out of the way, yes. So we've got different criteria for our show. The first thing is it needs to be under $5. We need to have never seen this movie before, and it needs to be either a horror, sci-fi, thriller type of a movie. So, boy, my dog is just—he's
very needy. We just
being needy. He likes to paw my hand until I pet him. So
that's love.
And usually he likes to sit in Joel's lap because Joel has a comfy lap, apparently.
I guess. I don't know.
Yes. I'd also like to just do a little shout out to Mr. Newly Dead because he just had a birthday this week. So happy birthday, Mr. Newly Dead. How old are you?
The big 50.
He's 50.
I can kick and stretch and kick.
Because he's 50. 50 years old.
Now that happened, by the time you see this, that'll have been a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
On the 3rd of September. So
yes.
1974, the holiest of years for horror movies, according to Mr. Joe Bob Briggs.
Yes.
Who my wife was kind enough to get a
cameo
of him, in which he went off on a 3-minute rant about how 1974 is the holiest of years for horror movies. And it was
And that you were
Phenomenal.
born into it.
Yep. So thank you, Joe Bob, for the lovely message and the little encapsulated episode of The Last Drive-In, which is in a roundabout kind of way, I guess, sort of our inspiration for this a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joel's wearing a fancy little shirt that his mom got him for his birthday. So he's got a little horror related, shirt, little bowler shirt or whatever, bowling shirt, bowler.
Yeah. So,
Well,
a
yeah,
bowling
no.
shirt. Yeah.
If you're a bowler, you're wearing a bowling shirt.
So thanks, Mom and
Yeah.
Artie.
Yes. So, anyways, now that I got that out of the way,
All that.
all that business.
So Salvage.
Yes, we watched Salvage,
Which
this little gem of a movie.
one of 3 films on this little collection that we picked up at the Dollar Tree.
Yes. I'm going to read I almost said obituary. We're going to read the synopsis.
Bailey wants to read it.
Bailey apparently wants to read it. All right, Peanut. You ready for this? Oh, here I told you he wants to come over to you. All right, help him. There you go. There you go. That's all he's ever wanted was to sit with Papa.
Don't wreck the mic there, dude.
Yeah.
You can't hear otherwise.
Okay.
All right.
Claire Parker is going to die. At the hands of a sadistic and depraved killer, she will endure a terrifying, unimaginably brutal death, and it will all happen again. After being beaten, dragged, sliced, and stabbed, Claire awakens at work where it all began, untouched and unharmed. But the hellish ordeal is far from over. The madman is back, and he's ready for more blood. Yeah.
The Madman.
The madman. Is that your
Bailey
madman
stood
face?
in. Yeah, Bailey was standing in as the killer though for a portion of it. Although I don't think he's ever killed a man.
Yeah.
He's killed some food. He's eaten lots of food.
There's some, reviews and stuff on here. It says a brutal armrest grabbing flick from MTV.
Armrest
And then
grabbing.
the best American horror film you'll see this year, according to DVD Town.
Oh, not DVD Town again. These guys, they think they're,
Yeah. This also includes 2 bonus movies, but we did not watch those. We
Not
just
yet.
watched Salvage.
But we will eventually. We will get to the other 2 films.
Yes. So, that being said, should we get on to the trailer?
Yeah.
That way you guys can see what we're talking about. The trailer is coming in hot. It's a dirty old truck.
Oh boy.
That's it.
Like Jeepers Creepers.
Just a dirty old truck. Well, that's what they were driving around in. That was a dirty old truck. Yeah, because that guy lived in a salvage yard.
Ford F-150 or 350. That's
Some giant
older.
monster that they had to keep popping the clutch to get it to start, and she had to push him around in. So, you ready for that? You're gonna
Ready
do
as
your
I'll
best.
ever be.
All right. Okay, well, we're gonna watch the trailer. We'll be right back, and I'm sure there's probably gonna be some farts in the trailer.
Oh.
Guess it's a fart show. All right, we'll be right back.
One, two, three.
Tell me where it hurts, and I will take you back. Hi.
And we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that trailer. Joel's got some notes, it looks like.
Bailey was checking them out to make sure there's no misspellings.
He's like, you spelled salvage wrong.
Did I?
No.
So whenever we watch a movie, I take notes so we have a little guideline to guide us through this milieu of film-going experience. I don't know where I'm going with this. And I also draw pictures. Sometimes Mrs. Newlywed also does the same.
Yes, this time I did not. I did take some notes, but it was just in my own little like journal thing.
Yeah.
So,
but so this week I drew
a little box head.
I drew a little a bone, and I said this is humorous.
Mm-hmm.
And I drew a little box head dude.
Is that Freddy?
That's it says I think this guy might be Teddy Spooger instead of Freddy Krueger. I was trying to, so I drew
oh yeah, because it's like the dream stuff.
He's a dream killer, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're giving away the ending or not, but
probably not.
I mean, unless we decide that people shouldn't watch this movie, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So Salvage is from 2006. Thank you, Bailey, for laying down. Currently sitting at 5.3 out of 10 on the Internet Movie Database. He knew that it was time to sit because it's time to talk. So this was directed by brothers Jeff and Josh Crook, or as they're listed in the cast, or as Jeff and Joshua Crook. Jeff, they also wrote this, by the way. Jeff is known for writing and directing a movie called Sucker Punch, and no, it's not the Zack Snyder visual epic. He directed a film called Ghetto Dogs with a Z, and he wrote and directed a movie called Rockaway. So Joshua Crook is known for directing and writing Demon Hole, which is an unfortunate title for a film.
Demon Hole?
Demon Hole. He also directed a movie called Even After Everything, and a TV, I don't know if it was a movie or a show, I think it was a show that he directed called Alien Dawn, and he directed all the episodes. I see my note there where I made sure to specify that he directed the entire series, which I like. The sci-fi stuff and sci-fi TV shows were kind of where I cut my teeth when I was younger after, black and white horror movies. And so I'm sort of curious, but not that curious. This stars Lauren Curie Lewis as our titular lead. She was in a movie called Jesse and Jill. If you could say it in words, how else are you going to say it? Write it?
Sign language.
Song, sign language. Yeah, I guess there's multiple ways. And this teacher.
You could say it with your eyes.
Morse code. This also stars Chris Ferry.
Interpretive dance.
Who was in a movie called Limbo. I don't think it was about, competitive limbo dancers, although back in 2000, I'm surprised Will Ferrell didn't make a movie like that. He was in Tryst and something called London Betty. And then the last person I wanted to mention was Cody Darby. And I don't know why I put Cody Darby's name on here, but they were in this and that was it. We tend to see that a lot in these movies because they're kind of low budget, kind of indie stuff. And so sometimes the people will friends or family that'll do the movie and then that's it. So I just did it for my friend, the Crook brothers. So at this point, Mrs. Knew the Dead turns to me and says,
"What'd you think?"
And now we get into the real heart of it.
The real.
Real. So we were a little confused because we were expecting essentially Groundhog Day, but with violence.
Yeah, kind of like a Happy Death Day.
Because when we saw the thing there, we read it and we're like, oh, that could be kind of fun because I like revisionist movies.
Yeah.
I like to write stories and I like to, read and watch movies where they keep telling the same story in different ways and, kind of is creative to me. I enjoy that. But instead, we got lots of dumb decisions, and some of what they promised, but only up to a point. It was minimal, and in the end, they gave you a reason why. Which a lot of those times, those movies don't give you like a reason.
Mm-hmm.
This actually gave you a reason, which, in the right hands and with the right storytelling, could have been really, really cool. But yeah, there was some deja vu. Oh, I also have to mention, just because my kid was watching this with us, and we kept referring to the smoking blouse.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a kid and the lead girl are dating, and he comes to her house to pick her up for school, and her mom's there, and he says, hey, you got a smoking blouse on, or something to that effect, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
And it's a little weird. I mean, I'm
smoking blouse, Mrs. Whatever.
That's what it was. Yeah, I'm all for being nice to your significant other's parents, but if they're good people.
But smoking blouse.
But to say you got a smoking blouse, like did
that
it
doesn't
smell
really
like cigarettes?
That doesn't go together.
Yeah.
A blouse is not like.
Yeah, I don't think. When I hear the word blouse, I think of either like
an office worker.
Yeah. Or like you're going to like a religious service of some sort, whether it's a funeral or a church or whatever.
Yeah.
Put on your.
I'm gonna put on my blouse.
Yeah, it's a very blousy word. Now, since
where that comes from.
Exactly. Since was from 2006, they had a lot of songs that sounded like they were from 2006. Like I put down Rob Zombie sounds because there was a lot of noise, like the sound effects in it were very like Halloween 2007 kind of things.
Yes.
But then the music I wrote, I said, such 2006 garage band garbage. And I'm not saying that all garage band music is bad.
No, you like garage bands.
I do. But.
And you like chick singers, and it was like a chick singer garage band, but it wasn't like a great one.
It's like if you went to a show in your friend's garage and they had another friend that had a band, and that band made a demo, and they were selling the demo that they made on a 4-track in their basement. Kind of like that, maybe a little bit more production to it, but unfortunately it wasn't. It was probably friends of the directors.
Yeah,
I guess. There was
sorry band,
right? Whoever you were that provided the music.
There was also weird background music.
Yes, yeah. The incidental like soundtrack that was going on was.
There was one that was supposed to be like scary sounding, but it sounded like a cutesy like Harry Potter kind of like sound to it, and his kid was laughing a lot about that one.
It was weird. We also noticed that the lead girl and the murderer in the movie looked like they were knockoffs of Alicia Silverstone and Bill Paxton. It was weird. And then there was a point where somebody gets their face ripped off, and we were joking about pulling your face off. If you've ever seen Face Off, which incidentally, there's rumors that there's going to be a sequel with both of the characters coming back. We'll see. I said, this movie is a mess. I said, he actually pooped. Did he actually poop in the movie? I'm trying to remember.
He used the bathroom at that guy's house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they go to the killer's house to investigate because
and he's got a case of the Bee Gees.
And he decides that he's got to go right now.
Yeah.
And so he goes into the bathroom to do his business. Which, why would you do that when there's the killer that could come home at any moment?
And like, okay, you're leaving evidence behind because it obviously smells like poop after you're done. So, the guy lived in a dump, literally. Like, he lived in a salvage yard. So maybe he didn't care, and it maybe already smelled like poop in there.
I don't know.
But,
you're never more vulnerable than when you're in the bathroom, like either getting out of the shower or in the restroom. There's actually someone that we know that that's like their greatest fear is for somebody to break into the bathroom and do them harm while they're doing their business. And I never really thought about it until they mentioned that. And then I was like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Pants around your ankles, doing your thing, and all of a sudden somebody busts in. That's bad news.
No, thanks.
And let's see. Then, I don't know. I have some stuff here about the ending, like what they actually did. I don't know whether we should talk about it or not. So I said it could have been really good, but it wasn't. And there was also some sound effects that sounded like an evil goose ate a didgeridoo, if that makes sense. Kind of this wow, wow, kind of noise. It was weird. But anyway, do we actually get into the
Do you want to spoil it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. If you want to see it, it is a creative idea. So I guess we'll leave that up in the air, but we'll just say that it's not what it says on there exactly.
It's a little confusing at times,
If you're not paying
like
attention,
because you're
especially.
watching it and you're thinking like, again, if you've seen Happy Death Day or things like that, or like Russian Doll, like those kind of shows, where it's like, you keep reliving the same thing over and over and over again, and you're trying to figure out like why it's happening. It's not exactly like that. It is where she like wakes back up, but it makes it even more confusing as to like really what's happening. And then the way that they do the ending, it's interesting, but it's also a little confusing why they did it the way that they did it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Which I'll give you one of the last things I wrote on here, which was think Hellraiser meets Groundhog's Day. Maybe that'll give it away. Maybe it won't.
Yeah, kind
But I kind
of.
of got this sense that it was like, I don't know, because then there's this kind of weird, kind of flip flopping, sort of, but not really, of the storyline. And you're like, wait, what just happened? And it's just, I don't know, because she does get killed a couple different times. She remembers it, but it's never the exact same way. It's never the exact same space or time.
Right.
Things change from like one of the first times the killer shows up in the truck and pretends that he's there to pick her up because her boyfriend has been delayed, and then the next day she's back there exactly the same place again when she wakes up, and she's waiting for her boyfriend, and she's thinking it's going to be the killer again, but it's her boyfriend this time. So it's like the rules are kind of loose. Like,
Yeah. And she keeps seeing the same guy over and over again, but like, is he a ghost? Is he real? Like, why is that happening? And like, everybody in the town is kind of like a bunch of jerks. Like, every dude in the film is like ass. I mean, whatever, a-holes. Yeah. Right.
no, they are. There's not a lot of good people in the town.
Oh,
even
like
with,
her
the
boyfriend's
sheriff
not
and stuff.
great to her. Her mom's not great to her. Like the sheriff or whatever that guy was like douche. Like they
Yeah.
were all just like,
He's like, you're the girl who cried wolf. He didn't say that, but that's essentially what he was saying.
yeah, because like she was like freaked out because she saw the guy and he attacked her, and then like finds out that it was, they saw the video footage and like there was nobody there. So it's like, is it a ghost? Is she really seeing somebody? Like, is it a psychological thriller? Like,
She got some sort of like behavioral health issues
Right.
that's causing her to imagine it.
yeah, because her boyfriend said, like, oh, tell me about your, stuff. I promise I won't call you crazy. And then she starts explaining what's happening. And then he's like, calls her a crazy bitch.
Right.
I'm like, you literally just told her she's not crazy and that you wouldn't make her feel bad about it. And then as soon as she starts talking about what's bothering her, you immediately call her crazy and then you kick her out of your car.
It's.
You
I mean, I
know.
know in high school we make bad decisions, and even in college with the people we date. But I don't know why she was with this guy.
It was interesting, like why they chose the route that they did. And I feel like it was a little bit of like redemption towards the end, but like not really.
They had a really like a clever idea that I can't say entirely hasn't been done before, but if they would have managed to do it a little bit differently, even with the low budget and the crappy soundtrack and all the other stuff, it still could have been at the end where we're like, okay, I'd buy it. That was cool. I'd watch that again, or I would recommend it. But the way it was done, just
I just wish that they would have like done it a little bit different towards the end. So I recommend watching it. It's not
like an hour and a half.
it's not great. It's an older film, so
the lead's okay,
but
mean,
we're curious. We want you to watch it and then like come talk to us about it on Facebook or something, and you can contact at
you
thenewlydeads.com.
knew what I was thinking
Yeah,
with my finger pointing.
yeah. So
Because you can email us and let us know what you thought. We'd be happy to discuss it further with you. Because who knows? Maybe it's your favorite movie.
yeah,
Maybe.
maybe if you're like, oh man, that was great.
So
We were surprised at the end.
we were,
Ish.
and we were like, oh, okay. Still didn't make it better, but
No,
okay.
yeah. So on a scale of up to 5 smoking blouses,
Oh no, what am I gonna do for that?
just shirt on fire, maybe.
Just a shirt on fire.
Or just
Anyways.
a hot lady wearing a
Mhm.
blouse. She's a smoking blouse.
We'll find something clever and you'll see it here in a second. So for me, I felt like overall the movie was kind of a loss, but the ending and the concept behind it, I decided to give it 1 just for creativity.
Yeah, I was gonna go with a 1.5. I didn't fall asleep. Mm-mm. And your kid was entertained, and it was fun watching it with them. So
And we got the term "smoking blouse" that it will probably be perpetuated from here to
Oh,
eternity,
yeah.
or at least till
they kept saying "smoking blouse" over and over and over again, which was really funny. I should say that to him when he gets home.
Yeah, so that's a nice smoking blouse.
You got on. Yeah, and see if they remember. All right. Well, if they don't want to watch this movie, which we recommend you do, so you can talk to us about it. I'm just curious to see what other people think. What should they watch?
Although the DVD Crypt, what was it? The DVD, the name of the people that reviewed it that gave it a good thought.
Oh, MTV and DVD Town.
Oh, DVD Town. Well, we know you liked it. So typically I don't like to pull something that's referenced in my notes, and so I deleted it from my notes so that I didn't mention it. But my lovely wife mentioned it, so I'm just going to roll with it because I still think it applies.
Oh, did you say Happy Death Day?
I did.
Oh,
I felt like Happy
sorry.
Death Day from, I forgot to write the date on here. I want to say it was like 2020.
Yeah, it was like pretty
2021, somewhere
recent.
there. Is truly Groundhog's Day meets like Scream or
Yeah.
something along those lines. It's pretty clearly delineated as far as like the rules are there. Everything with it feels right.
You die, you come back.
I even got a sequel, which
gotta
was
figure out
decent.
why. Yeah.
And I think I heard that there might be a third one in the works, but it's just a fun movie. And so if you want to see this, but more fun and a better execution of the concept, the ending is not even close to being the same, like totally different way that it's ended. But yeah, that would be my recommendation.
Awesome. I like that. That's a good recommendation. Do you want to blow your notes up since we can't blow up the DVD because there's 2 other movies on there?
I'll let you blow them up in a minute, but I got to give you the other movie first. And I always write, just a little
Oh,
bit here and here
right.
before I give it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to set this down here. So what are we watching next week?
Next week,
Black Cadillac,
From-
starring Randy Quaid.
from 2003. I'm gonna blow my notes up now.
Now I can blow his notes up.
I thought she makes the noise, even though I'm going to insert the noise.
Yes.
She always makes it after the fact. So I got to cut the noise off early so you can hear the cute little way she goes. Anyway,
So this is based on a true story.
we'll see.
Your sins will find you.
Oh, that's not good.
It looks like an old Cadillac.
I keep singing Black Cadillac.
Randy
first ever
Quaid.
seen.
I just I can't not look at him and not think that he's cousin Eddie.
That's it's a nice whatever you got there, Clark. I don't remember.
Someone
what it
named
stands
Todd Schwartz thinks it's a taut thriller.
for. Oh, Todd Schwartz. Holy crap.
He
this
gave
is
it
gonna
4 stars for
excellent.
CBS Radio.
Oh, I don't know. DVD Town on there somewhere? No.
No.
All
right.
But yeah, Randy Quaid in a horror movie, or at least a thriller or whatever this is, I'm a little bit curious about that.
Yeah.
It's not really his game.
There is another review that says hits the ground running and never slows down from Scott Weinberg of efilmcritic.com.
Uh,
All right.
But it's a car. How's it hitting the ground running?
Very funny. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. What starts as a night of celebration for 3 friends quickly becomes the ultimate test of survival when their car breaks down on a frozen and deserted mountain road. The mystery grows further when they are joined by a local deputy sheriff and are stalked down the mountain by the ominous, probing headlights of a black Cadillac. It's a terrifying race, man against machine, and Mother Nature's most fearsome elements. Based on writer-director John Morlowski's own terrifying experience on a late-night road trip in January of 1983.
All right. I'm in. I like a good killer car movie. I like the car. I like Duel.
I like
Christine.
Candy Cane.
Oh, Joyride.
Joyride.
Although that one, there's somebody behind the wheel. But
I'm sure there's somebody behind the wheel of the black Cadillac too.
I don't know.
You
In the
think
car,
it's-
there's nobody behind the wheel. In Duel, they think there's somebody behind the wheel. And Christine, there's nobody behind the wheel.
That's true.
technically. Yeah, whenever you get, or Maximum Overdrive, there's another one. I like Machines
Yes.
Coming to Life kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I take it Randy Quaid is probably the deputy.
I think he's the sheriff.
or-
Yeah, it looks like he's got
I
a
could see him in that role,
yeah.
and he'll be like, "Hey
You
there,
shouldn't
Clark."
be out here in these parts.
He's like, "Pooper's full." Yeah, we try
Pooper's
not to
full.
swear too much. But
Yeah, and they look. There's like creepy things in the Cadillac.
yeah, that kind of reminds me of Dead End with Ray Wise, and that was not a great movie. A lot of people seem to like it, but it looks like the cover to Dead End.
Yeah, it almost seems like a supernatural
I've seen it
kind of
twice.
thing.
That's kind of, but if it's based on a true story, we're gonna have to look into that and see exactly where the nugget of truth is, because sometimes it's pretty small.
So it's produced and directed by, and the story is by John Murlowski, but it's written by another person. So this John Murlowski guy, he's all in on this. This is his life story.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
We'll see if we're let down or not.
All right. Okay. Well, that's the end of our show. That one went really fast today for some reason. Again, we want to thank you very much for watching, and you can always find us again at thenewlydeads.com for all of your Newly Deads needs. So until next time,
Keep it cheap and creepy.
bye.
Go look after your mother and sister. Where are you going? I'm gonna finish this. Goodbye, Tom.
Phil? Hey, Phil? Phil?
And then